All right, here we go. Happy Thursday, everybody. The crew is back together again. Bobby's here, Bull's here. I'm Cinco, one of your hosts. And we got Gordy in the background, making sure everything's going okay with the farm while we're up here talking. I'm going to get some things going, make sure we've got everything lined up for the giveaway. Bobby will be happy. I worked everything out last week while it was Bull and I on the stream, and I can just do an automatic raffle now in chat so we don't have to do all the silly things with hashtags and crap. It's just you type exclamation point raffle and you're in. So I've got that all
That's
worked out.
great.
I've my old ass has jumped back into the proper stuff, so I just need to get that rolling again. Let me go over here real
Slowly but
quick.
surely.
So, anyway, while I'm getting that set up, again, everybody, welcome to this week's midweek mining. Go ahead, please share it out. What's up? What's up, Unhinged? Good to see you. Angela's popping in the chat early. Right on, right on. I'm gonna go ahead and share this out in a minute. There's Hyper. All right, we got people joining right away this week. I wonder if it's because I said I'm gonna be spicy. So we'll see. Maybe people are trying to look at that Cinco villain arc that I was talking about. But we'll be a little bit spicy this week, but it ain't gonna get too bad. I'll still try to keep it professional, but yeah. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna prep the giveaways. If we get 100 live viewers, we'll go ahead and we will do 2 hash giveaways. So please share this out to everybody. Try to get some people in here. At 50, we're at 9 right now already. That's great. We're 2 minutes in. We're at 9 viewers. When we hit 50, we'll do the first giveaway. If we hit 100, I'll do 2 giveaways. We've got enough sats. We can go ahead in the bank to do 2 hash power giveaways. So go ahead and do that. But while I'm doing that, y'all, if you can go ahead and just tell us how your weeks have been going, that would be great. Let's start with Bull. Bull, how was your week? While you're talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up for the raffles, brother.
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit hectic, with all this cold card stuff and work and tenants and stuff. So what was that? You heard something?
Somebody just like revved the motorcycle right outside my house. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
So
yeah, we didn't
it
hear it
went
from you.
nuts for a second there. So sorry. Go
I
ahead,
just see
brother.
your face. I was like, wait, what happened? Did I say that wrong?
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, just been a little wild week. Just want to say sorry to anybody if they're on here or listening, if their seed was compromised and they lost any Bitcoin. Um, you know, heart goes out to you. I know it's not easy saving, especially if you've been saving for a long time. And it kind of sucks that this happened with a company that everybody pretty much trusted in and everybody pretty much recommended, including me. I recommended it. I think I'm pretty sure I did. Um, Even though, I didn't buy my MK5 to more recent when it first dropped. But I mean, a lot of people were recommending it, and it's just unfortunate. Nobody really spoke to, I would say, new people or, or really pointed out how important it was to, generate your own seed with maybe dice or, the idea of trusting a generated one. Nobody really put too much thought into, we just assumed, at least I did. I assumed that the generated seed was sufficient, not really knowing that it, what happened could happen. So, yeah, just want to throw that out there. Besides that, we got we got signaling, right, for BIP 110 Saturday. I think it's for approximately around 2-ish, I think, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.
Ish. That's
somewhere.
about right. That's what I'm thinking. Somewhere right around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, that's it for me. Those are my thoughts right off the top of my head. How about you, Bobby?
It's been a crazy week. Yeah, very crazy in my personal life, and then also on the Twitter sphere with the whole cold card situation. But yeah, that's got me more into learning more about self custody and multi-sig and learning how to do that. And I'm not going to do that just yet because of the possible fork that could be happening. I'm not going to be moving any coins this week, but maybe in like a week or so, setting up that multi-sig.
Right on. Right on. I'm about to do that too. Like my stuff right now is pretty safe where I'm at with my stuff. I checked it. Now, interesting enough, when Bo was talking about it last week when we were on the stream, he brought it up, and that was the first I'd heard about it. And I was kind of like, oh man, that's crazy, da 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 da. And then after he and I got off the stream and I looked into it, I was like, oh crap, this is bigger than I thought it was. I did not realize how big of a deal it was at first. So if you
Yeah,
watched
I didn't
last
know
week's
about
issue,
it until like late Friday.
it looks like I didn't give a shit, and that's not what it was. I just like
It
it
was
didn't
really
click.
new. It was really new. I think only a couple hours. I'm always on spaces and I'm like always hopping around and talking to a lot of people that are like, involved. So
Mm-hmm.
when I seen it, and plus I had a MK5 as well. So I'm like reaching out. I don't know if you guys know Portland Huddle. I was reaching out to him. I was like, should I worry and this and that? And he pretty much told me, listen, don't take a chance, move it. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm up at like Thursday. I don't even know, like 2 in the morning, like thinking what I'm
Oh
gonna do.
shit.
Yeah, it was a little bit, and it was kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Kind of just felt kind of like exposed. I didn't have everything on there, but I had a decent amount on there. I don't keep everything in
Did
one
you
place.
lose any because of it?
Oh no, I didn't lose anything, but just
Oh,
the
thank
fact
God.
that I
Mm-hmm.
felt vulnerable, and when I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys both have
dude.
cold storage, but when you have cold storage, you just feel like, all right, nobody could touch you, like you're on top of the world, like no, nobody, nothing could do, especially if you did it right, right, or at least you feel like you did it right, and then to find
Yeah.
out, like, okay, maybe it's not as secure as you thought it was kind of like, holy fuck, it was kind of like. It kind of, like I said, I don't know really the right way to explain it. I'm not good with words, but I kind of felt like exposed, like somebody ripped a blanket off of me, like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I felt out there, like holy shit, they could take my
Right.
shit. I was just like, it was a horrible feeling.
Start sweating.
Yeah,
Right.
that I feel like
Yeah.
that's one thing that's very different about this time because so many other times like exchanges have gotten hacked and it's like, yeah, okay, get your coins off the exchanges. But this time it's different. This time it's the Bitcoin Maxi hardware wallet and it's like, oh shit, we all got rugged.
Yeah. Yeah. But and
It's people doing the
mhm.
right thing that got rugged.
And some people might not
That's
like this, but I want
crazy.
to give some credit where credit is due. Like Rob Hamilton and the crew and the Swan guys, they have been busting their ass to help people out, get people back on their feet, make sure other people are safe, trying to audit things to make sure that like other systems are safe. And they're spending like a tremendous amount of Bitcoin to do this, like buying tokens with AI and things like that. There's people out there that have genuinely stepped up and were like, okay, let's do what we can to make everybody else as safe as possible. Right. So like
I
huge kudos to them.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
those
And I
people,
just
yeah,
want to
listen, dude.
I agree, and I just want to throw out a couple more names because
Please do.
Wicked Smart Bitcoin was doing it from Thursday night all the way till I think yesterday or today. I don't even know if he's doing space today, but almost every night. The first 2 nights, him, Gen X, Portland Huddle, they were all on there night after night, helping people and walking people through. And there was people coming up with paper wallets, different Sparrow issues. Like they were helping everybody
Mm-hmm.
and staying as long and as much as they could. And I don't mean just a couple hours. I'm talking about this
Yeah.
was going on for days. This
Yeah.
was not, they're not getting paid, you
No.
know?
Cali.
So,
I mean, there's
Yeah,
a
that
lot of people
especially
out
at
there
a
that
time
I
on
don't
their
always
page where
agree with,
people,
but they're stepping up, and I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Like whether I like
yeah.
them or not, they're freaking solid people for doing that, and that needs to be
Oh, yeah,
appreciated.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and also, I gotta say this: a lot of hate being thrown at a lot of like the YouTubers and stuff that go out there and have shilled the cold card guys. BTC Sessions never audited the code. That's not his freaking job. He thought it was safe. He used it himself. Like, let's be careful where we're throwing that shade. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, oh, you're accepting money to shill it. Yeah, we all accept money to do something in life, right? I'm not going to
yeah,
hold
like
those
let's
guys
be
accountable.
honest. So many of us thought it was safe,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact is, so many of us didn't have a platform that CoinKite would give a shit about. But if we
Well,
did, we would have taken the sponsorship.
Well, I was aware that, you should have multi-sig, and I was aware when I did it, we should roll the dice and, like I seen the two options, but me personally, I was like, I'm sure it's fine. Generate the seed words or seed phrase, right? And then,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'm sure it's fine. I didn't have multi-signature. So, they're definitely a wrong cold card, but I feel partially guilty for not, for trusting them, you know? So I don't want it to make it seem like I'm saying anything good for them, because I personally believe that they knew that this security was not as good as it was. There was things that were coming up
We know
in
that
old
now,
tweets.
right? Hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like they were aware that they knew it wasn't that secure, and they just didn't realize that AI would get this good this fast, maybe is what I'm thinking, and would be able to, crack the easier uh, you know, wallets like this, and they just let it fall through. It personally, that's what I think. I don't know if that's true, so don't hold me to none of this. It's just my personal opinion. Um, but yeah, it's just a bad situation overall. But I do think also we're gonna come out stronger with cold wallets. Everybody's gonna be a lot more aware and more verified, like we should have been doing in the first place, right?
Hmm.
Because everybody says don't trust, verify,
Right.
and you know m- some of us didn't verify. I didn't verify. I didn't roll the dice. I didn't drop the code. I'm using LLMs and making apps with AI, and I never once to think to throw the open source code in there and see what it is. But 5 years is a long time for that to fall through. And then I don't know if you guys know Joe Carlosari. He's a lawyer. He mentioned that he had his friend take an LLM that was out, like I think 18 months ago or 2 years ago,
Hmm.
uh, and dropped the code into that LLM for that time, where it wasn't as advanced as the LLMs this day and age, like current ones, and
Hmm.
it still found it back then with the old LLMs. So it's like nobody decided to do this, or it's just weird. Everything is like,
Very strange. And now the whole block clock
yeah, that
debacle,
too.
The block clock situation is crazy.
right? You think Jack Dorsey like looked around, like looked at his Moscow time clock behind him on the shelf in the office after that all came out. You think he like looked at it and then took a hammer to it? I mean, like that's just some nutty stuff. Like, and again, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or if it's legit, but when I saw what people were posting about that, I was like, okay, that is a little weird. It is weird enough that if I had a block clock, I would get rid of mine too. So, with everything going on. So, yeah. Angela says, I see that many Bitcoin pools have recently appeared. Is there any way to identify the good ones and the bad one? I'd like to support the smaller ones, but I don't want to get scammed. Angelus, that's a good question. I'm actually testing another pool right now. On my website on cincodoggos.tech, I'm going to have a pool rankings. It's my opinion. Okay, so please be aware of that based off my testing. I am currently about 1 week, not even a full week, into testing powerpool.io. So I'll let you guys know how that goes at the end of the 30 days. But I kind of rank the pools as I've tried them. Okay. Now, again, please always do your own research with that. Pools are like opinions, everyone has one. So you definitely got to check what works best for you. I guarantee you, if I said what pool I would like to use normally, Bobby said his and Bull said his, all three of us may be different with our opinions, and none of us are wrong. Okay. So it's going to be one of those things that definitely you're going to have to do your research on. I can kind of tell you the ones that I think are a little either sketch or they're a little too centralized or whatever. So, and so for those of you who don't follow me on X, I am no longer a contractor for Via BTC. I do not handle their media anymore. So, that being said, I can now talk a little more freely about them. I never propped them up and said things that weren't true, whether positive or negative. But moving forward, if things are going on with them that I don't like, I'm going to be very, very honest with it. I've already put out there, even when I was with them, might be why the contract was allowed to end. They canceled all their solo pools at Via BTC, and I was vocal against that. I thought that was a very dumb move, but they made that move. They've also been scaling back all their shitcoin pools drastically. So I think with the bear markets, Via's consolidating. That's not necessarily a bad thing. They're focusing their energy, but we can definitely talk about pools here coming up in a future episode. But that is a good question. Hey, Frederick. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you guys off, Bobby and Bull. Just want to make sure I answered that question for Angelus. So, okay, before we get into, you guys ready to move off of the cold card thing, or we got anything more to say about that?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, I
good.
think there's been coverage by basically everyone in Bitcoin at this point.
Yeah, I wrote a blog post about it the other day. Bobby was kind enough to kind of go through it for me and tell me where I was being stupid. I published it, but I didn't even advertise it because I was like, there is so much better information out there than I can put out. I'm not even going to bother. There's a lot of good information out there by very, very smart people who are involved with it. I'm going to let them take the lead on that. So, for sure. Okay, so before we get to, let me share this with the boys real quick so they see what I'm talking about. We'll share this. There you go, boys. So it's a little easier for you to see. Okay, do you guys see the mempool?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So just wanted to bring this up. When Bull and I talked last week, I was like, oh, it looks like we're going to creep up a little bit. We're going to eat into that, 0.75% this coming week. Nah, it looks like we're going to have another hash rate dip here in about 2 days. It's been bouncing back and forth between like 0.04 and 0.10 downtrend all day from what I've been noticing. I think we're going to have probably about a 0.5% or a 1% downturn again. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think it's going to end up down as well. I'm not sure how much, but probably maybe 1 or 2%, like you said.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe 1%.
These folks, hold on a second.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement in 47 hours.
Our guests are not looking at the same screen we are. Hold on a second here. Oops. Give me 1 second, guys. Bring it up twice. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. They're like, why am I seeing a college course for you, Cinco? So there we go. All right. See, yeah, there we go. It just hit 0.1% down again. So I guess we'll see what happens with that, right? I guess we will see what happens. But
on another note, I bought a BCO4 hammer mine.
They're
nice.
Of course, I put your name in there, Cinco.
Thank you.
Cinco, is that the one you have, or is that the BCO1?
I got the BCO4 sitting over here, the 4 chipper. I consistently hit above benchmarks with it without overclocking.
Nice. Yeah, I bought it only because I always recommend the Canon. What is it called? The 3S? Nano 3S. Yeah. And I pretty much know that's already like sufficient, but I don't know too much about the hammer miners. I keep having people asking me about it, and I don't want to recommend it because I know the BitX were a little bit pain in the butt for like newbies, updating it and sometimes getting it working or finding it on the network. So I was like, let me get one. I really wanted the 1383 chip in it, but it just didn't seem like it made sense because it was like $50 more expensive, and it was like half the hash rate. And then on top of it, it was only like, I think this one is like 100 watts for the 6 terahashes, and the other one was like 45 for 3 terahashes, so about 90 for 6 terahashes. So it was like it's not much off, and you get more terahashes. So I was like, I guess I'll wait for it now. At least I'll have one to fool around with it and test out and just see how user friendly it is and how it is versus the BitXs.
No, I like mine.
We'll have another one anyway.
I'm sure you'll probably do a review on yours after you had it for a little bit. I actually have, I've got 3 guides coming out. I'm doing the voiceovers tonight after the episode for my first guide. I'm finally an Avalon Q owner. All right, so there's that. Excuse me.
How quiet is it, right, for that much hash rate?
Oh my God, 45 dB. I tracked it was 45 dB, and that was at standard.
So good.
Hey, Ep, how's it going, man? Hey, Ep. All right. Really enjoy it. I've been running tests on it, putting it through the motions, and I like it. I do like it. So I have a guide coming out. It started off, I was just going to do like an unboxing video, right? It's kind of evolved into a bigger monster than that. Not only is it an unboxing video, it is now a complete guide from unboxing to setup to troubleshooting and maintenance. And then I even made like a PDF that you can download about it if you wanted to. That's going to be on my website. And I'm making a blog post about it. Just kind of like an all-in-one, everything you need to know about the Avalon Q. If that's well received, I plan on doing one for the Nano 3S in September, and then in October, In October, I'll do one on the BC04. So I'm going to just kind of do one a month. But
Nice.
I love that BC04, man. Like, not going to lie. I really do like it. It's easy to use. I like the screens on it. I'm pretty sure there's another firmware update being pushed out here in the next like week or so, is what I heard. So keep an eye out for that. But their firmware is cool because it's one click. You don't have to do the www and the bin file. You just,
It's
it's
all in
just
one?
one. Yeah. So,
Nice. It'll be easier. Good.
so
Like,
and I
yeah, I
got,
probably won't do like a review on it. I'm gonna fool around with it and just see if I was a new user, how hard it would be to, versus the BitX. That's all.
mhm,
Just so when people ask me, I can say, this is a little different, this is a little more harder, or it's the same, or whatever.
mhm.
I'll give you my feedback too. Maybe you could throw it in your stuff, in
Yeah.
your, yeah.
I would love to do that. That way we show two different people, two different ways running it, two different areas of the country. Hyperhash just said, I actually bought Hobbyist Miner's old queue. Fans died on it after a month, have a couple other queues. No issues. I have a feeling Hobbyist Miner probably had his running in super mode in his shed constantly at max power. That's probably why it burned out super quick. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, I can attest to that burning out fans. I have to replace another one,
Yeah.
and I run mine at super 24/7.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't run. Mine been off all summer, so
yeah, I run
yeah, I
mine
don't
in
run.
standard. So, and I anticipate on any miner that I'll have to replace the fans on them, any air cooled miner, 6 months to a year in, no matter who makes it, is my thought process. Is I anticipate a fan change out 6 months to a year on an air cooled. So
Well,
Yeah, as soon as I saw Alter had the fans available, I just bought 3. I
Yeah.
was like, I know I'm gonna use them.
yeah, they're not expensive. It's worth it. And that way, when you look at it, if it starts sounding a little funny or whatever, just go ahead and replace it. It's just a fan. There's no need to go ahead and worry about burning out your unit or causing an issue because the fans are bad, which I know they have trip sensors, so it shouldn't do that. But, that's downtime, right? So, like, if it's tripping because of heat, when you could have bought a fan a little bit ahead of time. So, and they're not hard to replace. They're really not hard to replace. So, but yeah, Q's really
how's
cool.
the
I'm
hydro?
enjoying
Did
it.
you get hydro up and running?
It is okay. So it cleared customs yesterday. All right. We had a
Oh,
little bit
okay.
of an issue. This Cinco's luck,
I'm
right?
excited for you for that one. You got a hydro before me.
Yep. So I got an M73S coming, a What's Miner. And brand new factory direct. It's going straight to the hosting facility. Yesterday it finally cleared customs. It was, for some reason, it was just taking forever. That's my luck, right? Everybody, I've talked about how I have bad luck. So, wow, we're at 80 viewers. We get 20 more viewers, guys. We're going to go ahead and start running the second hash giveaway. The first hash giveaway, just so you know, is up in 13 minutes, and we'll pick the winner. I have it automatically timed, and then we'll do a drawing after that. Everybody's eligible except for the person who wins. So if you don't hit on the first draw, go ahead and put in for the second draw. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So
I think no repeat winners from last time as well, right? Or is there?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Is there repeat winners from like last week or the week before? No.
It was 2 sats last week that won. If he hit, I don't see him even in the chat tonight, so I don't think we'll have an issue.
I just meant in general, not specifically him.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Honestly, I'm okay with it.
I'm cool with it either way. I just
Yeah.
figured to point it out in case people are curious.
Yep. No, I'm good with people. If somebody's got that damn good luck that they win twice in a row,
There you go. Yep.
maybe that's the universe saying that they need to hit a block.
I agree. That's a good call.
Yep. How do you enter Unhinged? All you got to do is type !raffle, RAFFLE, and it'll enter you automatically. Okay, yes. So, yeah, I got an M73S on the way. That's 560 terahash going straight to CoreX hosting in Iowa. It cleared customs yesterday. What we think is, so like tonight it'll hit, according to Nate. It'll hit if this happens, and if not, it'll just be Monday. But like what we anticipate will probably happen is tonight it'll get to like Alaska, and then from there it'll get shipped to like Louisiana, and then it goes up to where it's going to be in Iowa, and then from there it'll go to the receiving facility. They'll let CoreX know. There you go, Unhinged. You got it, buddy. Oh, there we go. Okay, so in chat, CoreX is here. Nate is here from CoreX hosting. He just said, Cinco, it's in Alaska today. It'll be here tomorrow. So it'll be at his facility tomorrow. He'll rack mount it. He'll get it set up as long as it gets there at a decent time. And then he'll hook it up, and I'll be hashing by tomorrow evening. If not, it'll probably be like Monday or Tuesday. It's not a big deal to me, whatever it is. But yeah, man. And we'll do we'll do kind of like a soup to nuts video about that. Corex is they're gonna send me some videos when he rack mounts it and everything, so we can do a little like watching the miner be born in hosting for you guys. So there's an ice cream man outside my house right now, and he's playing really creepy like it music. So I know you guys can't hear that, but it's creeping me out a little bit. So if I die on screen, it was the ice cream man. Okay, just putting that out there. But yeah,
I'll make sure to come and get all your miners.
right on. I am getting. Let me see who this was. I just got a text. Oh, yep. I just got a text from Nate at Corex. He was like, it'll be here tomorrow. It's in Alaska. Nice. So yeah, that'll be up and running, man, and I'm excited for it. That's gonna go right on PowerPool. Doing that test, like I said, after 30 days, I'll give you guys a review. So far, a couple things I've noticed about PowerPool before we get into the BIP stuff. I'm liking it so far. I slapped like 125 terahash on there just to test it. And you get paid out at roughly, like at current prices, roughly $15 in sats. So, and it's up to twice a day. Okay. So like I'm getting paid out right now at 125 terahash. I'm getting paid out about once a day on it. And it just flushes it right to your, the wallet address you put. It was very simple to sign up. It's easy. Their dashboard's easy to view. It's been a pretty good experience so far. Young Wolfie, who you'll see in chat sometimes, here for us on Midweek Mining. He's from Finland. He uses them as well, and he likes them. He has a good experience with them. Hyperhash Tech just said, PowerPool is always the most profitable for our farm. It's good to know. Let's see here. Coco just said the ice cream man even drives here in the Netherlands. Same tune. But yeah, so I'm so far having a good experience with PowerPool. I'm comparing it to what I was doing with Via BTC. I'm earning more sats per terahash on PowerPool. I'll say that. So I do like that. And the payouts are timely and quicker. I don't have to wait till I hit 100,000 sats for a payout. And then with Via, like it'll say like, okay, you're getting a payout, and like 2 days later it arrives. So
what I like to do sometimes is compare, like if you have two different pools, you put the same miners on them, same exact hash rate, same exact everything. And I do that also with the miners on the same pool. I'll have like the same miner go to the same pool. One with like, Bitmain, or one with like Luxor, just to compare. I like to compare a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, same here. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm not saying PowerPool is like my new favorite or the flavor of the month. It's what I'm testing. And so far, I'm liking what I see. So they are definitely like a contender right now to go on the Cinco approved list for pools. I do think it's good. Like when it comes to solo pools, my number one solo pool is Atlas Pool. I do like that. I like what Atlas does over there. That's great. When it comes to mining for sats, I've been on Via for a long time, and they've always been decent. Like I haven't had a problem with them, but I am waiting to see what does better. I know some people like Ocean. I've got no problem with Ocean. I have my datum stuff that I've done for my solo stuff, so I can have it focused my way, your private pool, so to speak. I've tried to like public pool and stuff. I've got nothing against them. I didn't feel like I was getting I always had delays and stuff with it just didn't seem to connect as well as it did like to Atlas Pool. So,
yeah, I was just thinking that daily payout is nice because I've been mining on Ocean for like a month and a half and haven't gotten a single payout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I know if you could do the mining, if you set up the Lightning, it pays out faster. But I just didn't have the right setup
and it's
to
Bolt
set up
12
Lightning when I started.
Yeah, and it's got to be Bolt 12, and I'm not a big fan of that right now. I think it's got some ways to go before it's solid. Hyper#Tech just said their ability, is talking about PowerPool, their ability to split earnings with no conversion costs is great. We did USDC to pay the bills and BTC to stack sats. That's also something I'm exploring as well, kind of looking at that with Corex for this hosting thing. Anything I can do to not have to like worry about another bill that I have to pay every month, and actually think about paying it. If I can automate it, I'm down with that. They have that ability in PowerPool. if your host does it, or if like let's say Bobby and I went in together on a hydro miner, right? He put up half, I put up half, and we said we're going to split the profits right down the middle. Then we can do that. I can point the profits to two different wallets and do two different payouts with that. That's nice. So
Yeah.
I'm down. If you're offering.
hey man, let's talk. I'm about to grab another S21 XP. I think a brand new one.
Uh-oh, nice.
So yeah, like another one. So
Yeah.
we'll talk
You
about
can't help
that.
yourself, then you Cinco.
So-
It's freaking addicted, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm trying to convert everything. Like I sold miners to be able to get the 73, and it was worth it. Like I'm totally happy with that purchase because I do want to eventually upgrade everything to hydro. But
Yep.
if I can get a good deal on an S23 XP or S21 XP, I keep saying S23. Sorry guys, an S21 XP, then I'm going to do it. S23 hydros right now are like $14,000. You kiss my ass, Bitmain. No way. That the ROI on that's like 5 years.
It is crazy to see that they're actually real now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've actually seen people post videos of them like setting them up in hosting facilities. And it's like, oh shit, finally! Like a year after they got announced.
Mm-hmm. Corex, I'm going to whitelist you so you can put longer messages. Give me 1 second, buddy. I'll get that going. Guys, we just topped 100 live viewers. We're at 103. So this raffle ends in 4 minutes. We'll pick the first winner. I'm going to start another one immediately afterwards for another 35,000 sats worth of hash rental. Okay, so we're going to have 2 winners tonight. So stick around. It's going up. The count's still going up for live viewers. So keep on coming in. Please keep sharing it out. If you're in X and you're watching us, make sure you actually respond. I had put in there the way the streams work. X doesn't communicate chat back properly. So like for the giveaways, so you type the exclamation point raffle in chat on X. I'm watching it, and I'll make sure I manually add you. You do still have the ability to get in on this, so don't worry about that. Let me see here. Let me go back into that. Sorry guys, I'm refreshing my screens real quick.
You know what it is too? There's not too many miners out there that are as efficient or more efficient than XP. It's kind of like I want these Bitdeers A4s to come out. The A3s are like okay, but it's like, it's not. I don't even know. I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't even think they're more efficient than XPs either, right? The A3 Pros. If they are very slightly more efficient. So it's not too many things that are out there that are much better right now, especially for the price per terahash than XPs.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I've been holding off.
Well, and slapping like if you slap like LuxOS on it, it makes it about 8% more efficient. I think it was 7.5 to 8% more efficient, something like that. That's huge.
Yeah, I have Lux on all mine.
Yeah.
Actually, almost all mine.
Uh-huh.
A couple of them that I don't.
That's cool. And that's the same thing with like S19s. S19s with LuxOS, they're about 12 to 15%. When I was doing it, I think it was coming in between 12.5 and 14.5% more efficient, right? At that point, all we need to do is get Bitcoin back up above about 75 grand, and I can turn my S19s back on. So running LuxOS. Otherwise, it's got to get up into the 90s. So, but probably not even going to bother doing that now. I think I would rather stack a few Qs and then just keep getting 21 XPs and hydros. So.
Yeah, I just checked Altair's site and it's 39.20 for an XP.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
And
it's been holding for a little while now. It's been holding up, that price for a little while now.
Yeah.
Got you, Jerry. All right. Got that. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on things. Oops, I clicked the wrong button there. There we go. 2 minutes left in this raffle, then we'll do the second one, guys. It'll automatically post the winner in chat here in a minute. Frozen, gotcha. Thank you very much. Let me just make sure I put that in chat form. Got you, Frozen. There we go.
So if anybody out there is curious, the XPs are profiting about $1.44 a day based on approximately 8 cents a kilowatt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mining roughly, what is that? $8.44 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, $8.00, and the net profit's $1.44 a day at this current level at 64,000 274.
Right. So, and now if you look at it and then you're like, that's it. It's like, well, that's after you put in your power costs and everything. So you're looking about, we'll call it like $35 a month you're making off of it.
And you're banking on, obviously, right, Bitcoin going up. We're hoping Bitcoin goes up.
Right.
We don't expect it, to stay this low for, much longer after that.
Yeah, exactly. Less than 1 minute left. The first one's going to go off. I am going to prep the brains page over here so we can get that going.
You gotta figure out if it's easy enough to do the wheel so people can see it. I think they'll enjoy that better, seeing it live, like spinning. You see the pages how they do that? They run the raffle.
I have that on here. I just need to set it up. That's next. Let me see here. Share so the boys can see it. We're gonna share.
Yeah, my S21 Plus is losing 25 cents a day.
Yeah, I believe it. All right, guys, hold on. I'm making this so the boys can see it. Share. Okay. You guys can see that okay?
Screen sharing. Okay, there we go. Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Here to orders. All right, we're getting it up. It's about to do there we go. It says you can no longer enter the raffle. Jerry, you are good. I put you in manually. We're going to do a second one here in a minute, guys. Let's pick the first winner. We'll get that set up. Then I'm automatically going to start the next one. Okay. So
this is what you see behind the scenes all the time.
This here?
No, I meant like the whole dashboard. I've never seen it before.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. All right, picking a winner. All right, there it is. MMD, you are the winner.
Dogs on the screen?
My little doggies? Yeah. You like my little dogs walking around down there? That's the Cinco Doggos, man. They're keeping us company.
That's cool.
MMD-VO5VK, you are the winner. If you are on X, let me know. I need you to either, if you're not on X, no problem. I need your receive Bitcoin address, right? That's the public address to receive, the one that doesn't get you in trouble sending it out, right? I need your receive Bitcoin address, and I need to know whether you would like this pointed at what solo pool you would like me to point it at, and we'll get that going for you. You're going to be our first winner for the night. And then I'm going to go ahead and complete this giveaway. Let me go see here if I can clone one. Okay, let's see here. Hash power give. Way number 2. We'll start the next one here in a minute. We're going to run that one for 15 minutes. All right, I got that. I got the second one prepped. So, congrats, man. Hit me up. Let me know how you're going to reach out to me. We'll get that. While he is doing that, we're going to go ahead. What's that? Live chat. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something on my screen there, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start the second giveaway here so you guys can do that. You're about to see that in a second. Hold on 1 second. Getting some things going with it. And edit. Boom. There you go. The second one is started. Go ahead and exclamation point raffle. The only person who cannot win the second one right now is MMD. He just won and he's going to be live with it, he or she. I don't know who you are, but we just need to get that information for you. But go ahead. There you go. Hyper's already in it. And go ahead, guys. Start joining in this next raffle. We'll get this going right now. We're going to have a second winner tonight because we got a good crew in here. So Hyper, I can see you're in there. Again, there you go, Bear, I got you. You will not get an in-chat notice for my people in X, but I promise you I am entering you manually. You're good to go. So it's just, there's a thing with X and it doesn't show up properly. But you are okay. Dark Roast Jedi, I got you. Broken Man, you'll get an automatic response there. So yeah, you X guys, don't worry about it. You're actually going to show up in there, I promise. So just waiting to hear back from MMD. So there we go. I got you, MMD. All right, here we go. MMD, I'm dealing with your stuff right now. In the meantime, while I'm getting this going, we'll go ahead and start the BIP 110 discussion. Before I get into my rant, Bobby or Bull, do you kind of want to give just kind of a little overview of what's going to be happening this weekend? Do you guys feel comfortable doing that, about how it's about to peak?
Yeah, you want a Babu or you want me?
Uh, I mean, I've stopped caring, to be honest.
Okay. You okay with it, Bull? Just kind of give a brief overview of what's coming up next.
Yeah, I think Saturday around 2 p.m. everybody got to start signaling with their BIP 110. And then I guess whichever block, if BIP 110 finds a block at that point, it's kind of like a race on who has the longer chain. And I personally don't think, they're gonna even be close, honestly. And yeah, I don't know what else really to explain. And the mandatory signaling is another 2 weeks from there. That part, I'm not sure how that plays you know, into it is the final signaling date. But if everybody, if it doesn't go through, you're gonna end up forking off and turn into a shitcoin pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
if that pretty much sums it up.
Okay. I
Yeah,
am.
I looked at I think it's mempool.guide. They're the kind of like mempool.space, but for BIP 110.
Mhm.
And they show BIP 110 blocks, and I think they have like
They're
2%
only
supremacy block, it
signaling
looks
like
like.
2.5% right now.
Okay, yeah.
They have to get over, I think, what is it? 55%, I think it is.
Yeah, it's 50 something.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Actually, the last big one block mined was BIP 110.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so it's currently signaling 2.48%. Estimated August 8th, so that's right. And lock-in date is 22nd. So I'm not sure how the lock-in date works. Um, and
It's the 22nd of August?
yeah,
Oh,
but from what
cool.
I understand, if, within an hour, we're gonna know, when it starts signaling what's gonna happen. So I mean, mechanic and them don't have no plan for if it does end up being the longest chain. They didn't really give a plan. Everybody kept asking, and
There's
there's
no
nothing
plan.
really forward. Yeah,
There's no plan.
so it's kind of all confusion
Mm-hmm.
for everybody.
All right.
Um, I recommend nobody just do anything at that point with their coins. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. Don't juggle.
Personally, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm not making a new wallet.
Yep.
Like, let's let this stuff go by and
Don't make any
yeah.
transactions, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly how it works. I'm not that technical with that part of it, but I could have sworn I remember them saying something about it's possible for coins to get lost or confused during the period, so I'm not really sure how that all works.
Yeah.
But I personally am not going to be making no transactions during that time.
All right, real quick, guys. I'm going to jump in here. Just let MMD know we did do the order. Okay, the order's been accepted. It's going to be 6 petahash for 2 points. For about 2.7 hours. It's saying here it's going to be 4 hours till it starts. That's probably not going to. It's probably going to kick right in. I have a feeling it'll kick right in. So we'll just keep checking this every few minutes to see it kick in. But you're going to get like 6 petahash for 2 and almost 3/4 hours. Okay. Guys, the other raffle is going right now. So
What pool did they go with?
they went with Brains Pool solo.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. So nobody asked how much does 35,000 sats translate to? For 2.7 hours, that's about 6 petahash. So, and that's kind of, we try to keep it right around 2.5 hours. That's what we do. I mean, we could probably make less petahash and string it out for you if you wanted, but that's kind of what we've been doing as our standard. Okay. So just remember it has to go on a pool. Jerry said, go look at Jason Hughes' page. Around 71% of 110 nodes are duplicates. Right. So I'm going to go ahead real quick and I'm going to start my rant. We're at about 150 viewers, so I anticipate to lose some
Well,
followers
before
over
you start
this.
your rant too,
Yeah, go
most
ahead.
of the block, I just want to throw out another fact. Most of the blocks mined, I believe, is from Roughnecks,
Mhm.
and most of it is rented hash rate.
Rented
That's
hash rate.
another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Go ahead,
So
Joe.
no, it's good to point that out. So, couple things I want to point out before I get into the rant portion of it. I was at Mining Disrupt a few weeks ago in Miami. I was on a panel called Fork Around and Find Out. Bull and I have already had this discussion, and Bobby knows about it. It was called Fork Around and Find Out, but it was supposed to be about centralized versus decentralized mining gear. And then when we got backstage, the four of us that were on the panel, they said, oh, hey, we're going to make this a BIP 110 talk. And the panelists, they're like, are you okay with that? We all looked at each other. We're like, that's not what we prepped for. That's not what you said you wanted us to talk about. So that's kind of a dick move at the last minute to kind of change the topic on us. And they're like, okay, they're like, BIP 110 is a big deal. How about we talk a little bit about it at the beginning? We'll talk decentralized mining for the majority of the hour. And then at the end, we'll kind of just do closing thoughts on BIP 110. So we were like, okay, no big deal. We can do that, right? So I was on stage with three other guys. I am not making fun of them because they're very smart people, but none of them were miners except for me. One guy was a venture capitalist.
Yeah, it was a lot of suits.
Yeah, one guy was a venture capitalist. One guy worked for a venture capitalist in like Dubai. And then there was Mike Hamilton up there, great guy. All right. So, but nobody there was really like, people running mining farms, home miners, none of that. That's just not who was on the stage with me. So the whole talk devolved into, I am not kidding. If you go back and you watch like Simply Bitcoin's video, because they videoed the whole thing, the majority of the hour was one guy, a VC, talking about circular Bitcoin economies in Machu Picchu. I am not shitting you. Like, I'm not exaggerating this. And me and Mr. Hamilton tried a couple times to kind of try to get it back on like decentralized mining and centralized mining, and it just kept going back to that. So finally, toward the end, Dell, the moderator, asked for our final thoughts on BIP 110, and I said, okay. Everybody else kind of was like, oh, it's a nothing burger. It's not going to be a big deal. There's bigger things going on in Bitcoin right now. It's not the big of a deal. I stood up on the stage. Well, I didn't stand. I was sitting, but I was up on the stage, and I said, my miners are signaling for BIP 110. If BIP 110 goes through, we've got the 1 year period to test it to see if it's good for Bitcoin. If it's not, then it goes away and we learn something. If it is good for Bitcoin, then it stays and we learn something, right? Either way, Bitcoin survives. Bitcoin's not going to die over this BIP. So I was the only person that said it. And then when we got backstage afterwards, the other panelists even said to me, they're like, you got balls actually saying that you signaled for BIP 110. I was like, well, I'm not going to lie. There's no reason to lie about it. It was my choice. I've run knots for a year now. Why not, just come out and say I'm doing it? But there's something that has bothered me for months now. And it's the talk from, now, first of all, let me go back. One of the reasons why I started with knots was I was not happy with the way Core ran things. I felt that they were a little too highbrow, a little too erudite with the way they talked to the community. I felt that when it came to the technical explanations, it was basically do what I say because I said so because I'm smart. I did not like that. I don't like that. Okay. So now there's a lot of people that'll say like, oh, well, that's emotional of you, Cinco. You should go by the technical stuff. Not all of us are super technical, right? Majority of us aren't. So things should be put into layman terms so the users understand what they're getting into. And I just always felt like Core severely missed the mark on that. Was not happy with some of the people that were on the Core team that were some of the Core's main overseers of the Git. Just was not happy with it. So I ran knots. That was my way to say, okay, I don't like what you're doing. I kind of like what Luke and his crew are doing over here, Jason Hughes and Leo Half and what they were doing there. As the BIP conversation went on, something I noticed. There we go. Okay, it's starting to hash now, MMD. Something that I noticed was that 4 minutes left before we pick the next winner, by the way. Something that I noticed that was happening was it became less about we're not happy with Core and V30 of Core. And it started to go into the CSAM discussion, right? The inappropriate porn that can be put onto the blockchain. I understand that. I could say, okay, yeah, I understand. We don't want things on there that shouldn't be on there or that are illegal. We don't want to open the door for the government to get involved in anything any more than already they do. So I was okay with that, right? So that was part of it. Then it started getting really, really heated and spinning up the last few months. It snowballed from, we don't want this on the blockchain, to, if you do not agree with us, you are a pedophile. That wasn't sitting too well with me. It's kind of a bad way to say things and to make people to say, like, if you are not for me, you are a very bad person. That started to not sit well with me. Last week, I was on another podcast. I was talking with the podcast host there. They invited me on, and I was starting to say, like, both of us, me and this other podcaster, we both signal for BIP 110, but we're not happy with the rhetoric. Well, then it evolved even more in their rhetoric, and the rhetoric coming from the BIP 110 camp. And it's not just the regular posters, the idiots that are loud, and they just are always running their mouth, but prominent members of the movement. And this was the miners evil, node runners good. Node runners rule the network. Miners are just employees of Bitcoin. They need to learn their place. That's not how Bitcoin works. If Bitcoin is a stool and it has legs, miners are a leg, nodes are a leg, users doing economic things with Bitcoin are a leg. These different legs keep the stool even and able to be sat on, okay, without you tipping over. Nodes do not rule the miners. Miners do not rule the nodes. And if nobody's using Bitcoin, the other leg of it, none of this shit matters anyway. None of it matters. But it seems to me like a lot of people that are spinning up nodes emotionally believe that they can, quote unquote, fire all the miners and Bitcoin will survive. I don't think they understand how transactions flow through Bitcoin. So that started to bother me. So I spoke out this week and I said, you know what? I rolled back my node, and it's an economic node, guys. I run BTC Pay Server through it. I take business payments through it. I mine through it. It is an economic node. It's a real node. It's not on Amazon Web Services, and I just spun it up. And I rolled it back. I'm still running knots. I'm not going to run core at this point. After this week, I'm going to decide exactly what type of node I'm going to run. I'm not sure. But I got a lot of hate. If you guys have been watching that thread, I'm getting a lot of hate from people. I had one very good Christian decide to call me a pansy because I rolled it back. I had people telling me that I'm an idiot. I had all this other stuff. I don't care. That kind of stuff just rolls off my back. I really don't care. They're dumb and they're not even doing anything. They probably have a freaking, like I said, they probably have like an AWS node and they don't even do anything with it. And they don't even understand what their node does. Okay. Because if you understand how it works, you know that we're all in it together, right? Miners are equal to node runners, are equal to users. We need all of it. And the hate that is being thrown at miners really, really bothered me. It got under my skin. Really freaking bad. To the point that I actually made a movement on it. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to go to core, but I'm also not going to signal for BIP 110 because I've got this feeling that if it were to have gone through, if it would go through on Saturday, all these people who spun up a node are just going to have this idea that this is how Bitcoin works and that's how it has to run. And they're in charge of the network. None of us are in charge of the fucking network, guys. It's decentralized. You have become what you fought against. You have become what we didn't want to happen to Bitcoin with the people who were supporting knots. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me. A lot of people are going to tell me to go F myself. I get that. But you know what? I made a decision. And when this whole thing started, that's what the first thing everyone said was, you are not forced to run core. You can make a decision to run what you want. it has completely devolved into, if you are not running BIP, you are an evil person. That doesn't sit well with me. That does not sit well with me. I mine, I run a node, I use Bitcoin as money daily. I just used it for MMD right now. So that way, I take that back, the three of us that are the hosts, we did this. We spent Bitcoin as money to give away a prize. We're about to do it again right now, picking a winner. Winner is, it's about to announce it. We complete the giveaway. Nobody. I was saying that word a lot. Nobody. Hit me up. You're the winner. Wow, YouTubers are winning tonight. The YouTube viewers, not YouTube producer, content makers. Hit me up. Let me know what your wallet is and where you want to put it, buddy. Congratulations. Okay. I kind of just went off on that rant. Coco says, in my honest opinion, core hard fork BTC with V30 when knots rise from 1 to 20% and still wanted to go with op return. No consensus for that. So, I agree. Core's not good either. I'm not happy with the core team either. Really not. The thing is, at this point, I think most people that are involved in this are sick of the damn rhetoric. I think that's what a lot of it comes down to. People are sick of the rhetoric. We have people on both sides of this whole argument that are spewing things that are just technically untrue. And they're doing it to get people they're doing it for manipulation to get people to do something. Instead of saying, do your research, decide what you believe is best, and do that. That does not sit well with me when people use rhetoric to try to influence people to do things. Really don't like that. Really don't like that. Gentlemen, I've gone off for a couple minutes here. If you guys want to jump in and say anything, I understand if you don't. Okay, Bobby and Bull, I understand if you don't. But if you do, floor's yours. I'm going to go ahead and set up here so we can get nobody hashing.
Yeah, I don't really have anything more to say. I see your points. I think they're decent. The Reddit rate has gotten to a ridiculous amount, and yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this to be over.
Yeah, I'm personally tired of talking about this for so long. In the beginning, I was just neutral, and the more it went on, the more spaces I was in, the more I actually learned about it. The more I was like, it's kind of like pointless doing all this, and I just, I don't, I don't, you know, my stance for a while now. We spoke about it. I didn't think it was a good idea, and
Mm-hmm.
there's so many things about it that just don't make sense. All the way up to the op return. Because a lot of people don't know this, but Bitcoin has rules, and pretty much that's what they're enforcing, right? It's like the law and the rules. I forgot who came up on stage one day and explained it. But Bitcoin you can't change the law. You can only stop the rules. So um, I'm not good at explaining things, but pretty much what them up in their op return was just a rule. It wasn't a law. So it wasn't changing nothing in Bitcoin's protocol. So if that makes sense to anybody. But yeah, I've been for a while I've been saying if it's not broke, don't fix it. That was my stance. I just, I see everybody's point with ordinals and everything, but we haven't ordinals that pretty much died. It's not, no spam there anymore. So I don't know. I can't think of everything right now because my brain is pretty much shot at night when we get this late. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on it. I think it's all pointless, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I like people on both sides. I'm friends with people on both sides, and I kind of look at it as like a political thing where, Democrats and Republicans, and even with that, I don't get political. I got friends on both sides. And some people just take it more serious than others. I don't get emotional about it. And whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen, and you just roll with the punches. That's how I pretty much run my life, you know.
Nope. I feel you, man. And, just for clarity, for giving credit where credit is due, both Bobby and Bull had told me for months. I mean, they knew my stance on things. I was pretty quiet about my, I was not hiding that I ran knots and I signaled for BIP. I just didn't feel the need to like put a hashtag in my name, and that gets political, and that makes it two political parties. I didn't like that. And so I just ran my stuff. I run my miners how I run my miners, and that's all there is to it. Well, they were, they had said early on, both of those guys told me, they're like, we think not that I'm wrong, but that like, they're like, you might not be reading that right, Cinco. And they were right. So I want to give credit where credit is due. I did not, I guess maybe I was being a little altruistic. I thought that the Knots guys had the high road, and it turns out they don't. It's very weird to me that, you got guys like Mechanic that work for a mining company and they're shitting on miners, right? Like, what kind of business shits on their own customers? And then, I even had like, I'm going to call some names out, like Chris Guida. That was one of the guys this week that I was like, fuck this guy. Cause he was, we're going to hard fork because, if the miners collude and they decide that they want to destroy Bitcoin, it's like, whoa, time out. And then he's like, well, I didn't mean you. If you're mining for the BIP, then you're a good miner. I mean the bad miners. And the first thing that pops into my mind is that meme from the movie Civil War with the guy with the red glasses on holding the assault rifle.
Yeah. Like what kind of,
but what kind of miner are you? Right? Like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, hold on a minute. Now we're getting a little too nuanced with what's a Bitcoiner and what's not, what's a miner and what's not. The stool has those legs. The legs are equal. Why are we trying to tell people that the legs are not equal? That's bad Bitcoin education. It's bad Bitcoin education. And I didn't like that. They lost the high road to me. They gave up the high road. They caved to rhetoric. And, I didn't like when people would attack Luke about, oh, he eats cats and, the guy looks like he needs to take a fucking bath. I didn't like that. I was like, well, but he's a good coder. I mean, he's done great things for Bitcoin in the past, right? Like Luke is, quote unquote, saved Bitcoin a few times. Luke's a brilliant guy, but at the same time, he's kind of a typical coder, and he has like the social ability of like a rock, right? Like we know that Luke is not the greatest at communicating, and I've kind of overlooked that. Then you got Mechanic. A lot of people put him up on they put him up, oh, I got you, nobody, thank you. They put him up on a pedestal a lot, but the more I listen to his stuff, I'm like, do you really believe this? And then Jason Hughes from Ocean comes out and says, hold on, I didn't agree with it either, and here's why. Jason's one of their main coders, man. Jason's done good things for Bitcoin too. And when he stepped up and said, like, I don't necessarily agree with this, there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason for that. So I'm glad people were starting the conscience was getting to them when they're like, okay, this is getting a little too nuts. And that's kind of where I got. It was like, okay, we're getting away from the point of this, and now we're just calling people pedophiles, right? We got Core calling people religious nuts, which I didn't like. And then we've got Knots guys who were my people calling everyone who didn't think exactly what they think pedophiles.
Yeah, it was extreme on both sides.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is Bosnia all
Not
over
even
again.
going to get into Matthew Cratter.
I can't watch his stuff anymore. It drives me nuts. So yeah, I mean, it just really got to me how so many people that I thought were making good technical arguments decided to just start with the ad hominem attacks. And it wasn't even like specific ad hominem against one person. They were blanket stereotype attacks. There are so many people out there. You can do a search, get your AI to do a search on X about people with a BIP 110 tag in their name and see their feeling toward minors, and just let it run. Ask it to do a deep search. You will be shocked to see the hate and you need to just do what you're told. You're an employee. I run the node. I decide what goes in the network. It's like, oh, buddy, please send me your address. I will send you a copy of Antonopoulos' book on Bitcoin and how it works. Just please, no, just let's not. We're all in this together. And I'm not saying that as some altruistic peace, love, and harmony. That's from the code. We all work together on this. All the different parts work together in harmony. So, the fire the miners thing. All right. You can't fire me if I never fucking worked for you. I, I don't know what to tell you. Well, I run the node. Well, you don't run the only node. I got 2 nodes sitting next to me right now. I got 2. So I don't work for your node. I mean, that's just not how it works. People are asking you, will there be orphan blocks? Likely some people have some orphan blocks and they're going to be upset about that. Hyper says, I'll be happy when the BIP and open source or die crap is over with. I'm with you on that, Hyper Hash. I think when it comes to the open source stuff, I've been on this before. I have no problem with open source. I have no problem with closed source. If it works good for me, I'm going to use it as a consumer. That's my main concern. So let me go ahead. I got to get nobody set up here. He is going to be hashing on. Let me see. Where do you want it pointed at? And I'm sorry I'm running my mouth, guys. If you have other comments, Bobby, Bull, hop in there. Tell me to shut up.
Yeah, about the open source versus closed source. I mean, I've been in Linux and the open source community a whole lot longer than I've been in Bitcoin. And I'll be honest, it is kind of making me sad to see that the the innovation in miners right now is with the closed source, and open source miners are just twiddling their fucking thumbs, it seems.
Yep.
Like, come on, it's open source. We're supposed to develop faster because there's anyone can contribute to it. And it's like, what's going on?
Right. And I think the whole cold card thing kind of was a blow, right? Like that started that whole open source versus closed source talk up again. There's
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's pretty sad.
I think we've got bigger issues right now in Bitcoin, like trying to get more public adoption and more people onboarded to it that we need to worry about. That these other
Yeah,
things.
that's why this is the first time I've said anything about it. It's like, yeah, I don't like that it's happening, but
Well,
there's way more bigger fish to fry.
And I do apologize.
Not gonna die on this hill.
I apologize to both of my co-hosts here for bringing this topic up and kind of putting them on the spot about it. I felt like I finally needed to say something. I've kind of tried to make it like, as I wasn't avoiding the topic. I just felt like I didn't need to talk about it. It wasn't something I needed to talk about until this week. Atlas, absolutely nobody. We're going to Atlas, buddy. There we go.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to talk about. I mean, it's happening this weekend, whether we want it to or not.
Yep.
Whatever it is happening this weekend.
There we go. You'll be hashing in a minute, buddy. You are going to get 6. You're also getting 6 petahash for 2.7 hours. Congratulations. Oh, thanks, Chance.
I think the last person, I don't know if it's the last person or the one before that. I think that's what they had, like 6 or 8 petahash when they hit the solo block on CK pool.
Nice.
Yeah. So away we go with that. Congratulations to both of you guys. We got a good crew in here tonight. I really hope you guys that are listening to this, please know that, okay, it just went through. Awesome. We're just going to wait for that to kick on and then we'll go ahead. Let me open up another. This will be for nobody. So that is for MMD, hashing away. Best share, 57 gig, not bad. And then we'll check that in a moment. So, okay, we'll keep that up for now. Appreciate everybody listening to this. I really, again, for those of you that think I'm being a douchebag about this and you want to unfollow me, I completely understand. I don't begrudge that to you. For those people that have been slinging mud at me for it when I posted my thoughts on it in a, professional and polite manner, and decided to come at me. I mean, I had a guy that's followed me for a year just instantly like call me a pussy. And I was like, that's pretty strong language coming from a keyboard warrior to a combat vet. I mean, I'm not trying to make myself all big or not, but I mean, I've seen little Afghani kids beat the shit out of guys bigger than some of the people we deal with on X. So I'm not scared of these people. Like when they throw their stupid little terms around, that kind of just rolls off me because I know that they're usually just a bunch of pussies themselves. Especially somebody who wants to just go instantly ad hominem on a topic instead of like talking about it. The guys at Roughnecks were cool about it. They were like, look, we're doing our thing. You'll probably have to flip your bit come Saturday anyway, so just be prepared for that. And I was like, okay, you're standing by your guns. That's cool, buddy. And I'm still going to cheer you on with hitting your blocks. The thing that's interesting to me is I really don't consider Roughnecks real miners. I mean, renting hash power is mining, but you don't have skin in the game at that point. You can pull your skin out of the game at any second, right? Like you're done. Once you're done with it, you're good. It's kind of like cloud mining in that sense. If they don't own the machines, then I don't know. It's pseudo mining. It's still mining, but it's pseudo mining. I'm not trying to shit on them for it, but if their thing doesn't go their way after this, they can just stop hashing, right? They don't have to turn any machines over. They don't have to do anything. They just stop what they're doing. So we'll see. No problem, buddy. We appreciate that. And again, that is not knocking the Roughnecks guys. That's how they do it, and I'm okay with that. Hyperhash says Nico Shade showed up in my feed, surprised me. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird stuff going on, and I don't know. I think this next week, as things happen, we're going to see a lot of emotion one way or another from people. I'll just say this. Whatever the longest chain is, that's where my miners are going because that's Bitcoin. So call me wishy-washy.
Yeah,
if you
that's
want.
really what this comes down to.
I'm an economic miner. I'm in Bitcoin because it is money. And to say that I'm going to stop using Bitcoin because something didn't go my way, that's not what I'm going to do. So unfortunately, back up, kid, you missed the raffle. The raffles are done. We have picked our 2 winners, but we will do it again next Thursday. All right, we've picked our 2 winners. I just want to make sure we see that it's going through for nobody before we start wrapping up the stream. We'll give it a few more minutes. But as we're doing that, let's start doing some closing thoughts. Bull, Bobby, you got any closing thoughts? Anything you want to share before we start shutting shit down?
My closing thoughts would be just have faith, and again, sorry to anybody that lost their money in the cold card thing. Shitty situation all around, no matter how you look at it. I think we end up stronger in the future. People will be more on top of their game and, not be as, I would say for myself, easygoing and trust without verifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Right on. Bobby, anything?
Yeah. Sorry if anyone here lost money in the cold card attack. That's terrible. But something that I've learned in the Linux and open source community is what's so powerful about it is you can't kill an idea. Like whatever happens on Saturday, none of this is going to kill Bitcoin.
Right.
So we're going to be fine. We'll get through this.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man. And that's kind of how I ended my, when I ended my statement on stage at Mining Disrupt, it was either way, Bitcoin continues on, whether it's through the BIP or the BIP fails. Bitcoin continues on, right? If Bitcoin is not exactly how you want it, Bitcoin's never going to be exactly how any of us want it, but it's still the best freaking system out there. In my humble opinion, it's the best system out there. And to say otherwise, to me, is hubris, meaning that you believe you can do better with it. That's hubris. I have no problem with looking at things from technical senses as technology evolves and things that have to happen. But, I guess that puts me kind of closer to an ossification type of view than a lot of people. But I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay is what it comes down to. I'm trying to wait here till it might take 5
And
minutes.
if you need to, just log off Twitter.
Exactly. Take a breath, go get some fresh air, go touch grass, the things we always say, right? If you're a miner, then, just watch, keep, be cognizant of what's happening and, when this whole thing goes down, if you're signaling for BIP 110 and it fails to go through, then you're going to have a very big decision to make, because people are talking about hard forks. And then you're going to have to decide if you want to make the new Bitcoin Cash, right? Because I'm telling you right now, from what I see, Foundry, Antpool, Fia BTC, F2, all those, if they're going the way of sticking with the status quo, then that's going to be the longer chain. And I got the feeling, guys, that if that is the longer chain and that's the way it goes, I got the feeling Ocean's going to go that way too. Or else they're going to kind of lose a lot of their pool members. Making your own coin and spinning off is not always the best thing. We've seen that historically. So I'm not saying put your head in the sand and hide from things. It's not what I'm saying. But you're going to have a decision to make. Which horse you're going to back, right?
Pretty sure Bob Burnett said that they're going to go to the longer chain. The other thing is that Foundry said they were going to take a vote on for per hash, average it out for like each customer,
Yep.
On if they should signal or not, and base it on how much each customer has hash rate. I'm not sure how to explain it right.
No,
but
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're taking it into accountability how much hash rate, and if it's above 51%, they're gonna signal. And I haven't heard nothing lately, so I assume that they didn't get the 51% support. Another thing is the other people that say if they do get the 51%, the rest of the people that are on Foundry, they have an option to point the hash rate somewhere else. So it doesn't mean that all of Foundry is gonna be that percentage towards BIP 110. Just
Right.
wanted to point out a couple of things.
No, good point. So, and that's the thing is, like, please be aware of that. Like, even people who are supporting it are saying, when Bitcoin carries on, that's where they're going to be. And that's where I'm at with this as well. I'm going to go where Bitcoin goes. I'm going to follow consensus. So, that's just how it
Miners
is.
want to make money. They're gonna go with where the money is.
Yeah, I can't keep my miners on if I can't pay for them. People talk about, oh, you've got to make a moral stand. Well, Bitcoin already is my moral stand. I don't need to make another stand within Bitcoin to make another moral stand. I'm already making it with Bitcoin. I'm kind of, that's the battle I'm fighting right now. I'm busy fighting the fiat battle, and trying to convert everything over. I lost my job this year, right? Like, my wife and I both got laid off. I still don't have a new job yet. Bitcoin right now, Simple Mining just hit a block on Ocean. But I'm still trying to break into the Bitcoin employment sphere, because my heart and soul is in Bitcoin. And that being said, I'm putting a lot of skin in the game personally. My wife is supportive of this, and she wants that to happen. She wants us to be all in with it. So that means that we will follow consensus. That's what it comes down to. So, you don't got people right now in Machu Picchu who are having Bitcoin circular economies, as we talked about in our Fork Around and Find Out panel, that are sitting around their village right now, not insulting those people, but they're not sitting there going, damn, Grandpa, I wonder if BIP 110 is going to come into effect on Saturday. They're just trying to live their lives with Bitcoin.
Anybody looking forward to the extra coins where if it forks off? If you're on an exchange, you got to see if your exchange will actually honor those coins. From what I heard, certain exchanges don't, but obviously if you have Bitcoin in cold storage, you'll get the other BIP 110 shitcoin.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm retarded. I was trying to pull it up on Brain Solar, but we had nobody on Atlas. So again, I'm retarded. So he is hashing. I'm retarded.
Can you make
Good one,
it
Cinco.
bigger? What's the difficulty?
His best difficulty, let's see, his best share was today, 3.62 G.
Okay.
So that's
What about
he's
the
at.
other?
And for our first buddy, MMD, it's still at 57.9 gig.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they're both hashing away. So congratulations to both of you guys. All right. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up here, guys. I've kept my co-hosts 20 minutes longer than I should have. I apologize for that. Hope everybody has a great week. Let me go ahead and talk about a couple things that are coming up first before we finish up. Let me go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Boop. There we go. So, couple things coming up on the Bitcoin mining show. Tomorrow I am interviewing the guys from Sustain Hash, but that is not going to be episode 14, which is going to release next week. Early next week, I am interviewing Mr. Tillman from the Midwest Bitcoin Summit. That's coming up in about 45 days, and I think it's in Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to have him on the show to talk about the summit that's coming up for all you that are going to that. And I got to tell you, sorry, go ahead, Bull.
I said, nice. I'm going as well.
So let me tell you something about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's dude. You got to make sure you do a little, live streaming or something while you're doing it. Here's the thing that I'm learning about that. If I could time travel, I would go back in time and I would not go to Mining Disrupt. I enjoyed Mining Disrupt, but that became business to business. There wasn't a lot of plebs there. Midwest is going to be pleb heavy. It is more of the better way to put it is like a retail thing. Okay. You're going to have a lot of booths selling things. You're going to have a lot of, people, that sell mining equipment. Altair will be there. I think Solo Satoshi will be there. There's going to be a lot of the guys that you see. I don't know if Crypto Cloaks is going or not. But like the people that we see online a lot, they're going to be there. Another thing, the tickets to go to Midwest are a hell of a lot cheaper than going to Mining Disrupt. A hell of a lot cheaper.
That's Cinco. You'll see when you talk to him, he's really interested in heat reuse and he got things in the works. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say too much, but he got things in the works locally there, and he wants to implement it more into future Bitcoin summits. So I think his place is going to be the place to go versus these other events. So that's how it's looking to me.
Yep.
Also, it's looking to be a really good summit. Like a lot of TBN members have been chosen to be speakers or like panel hosts or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's cool. My TBA friends are going to be
a lot of TBA
there.
people are there.
Yeah.
Also, I donated a bunch of.
Is that the one that's also kind of like co-conventioning with a like cannabis convention?
Yes.
Yep. That's
okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Stacy, Bitcoin Nova, did an interview with them.
Yes. Very good interview.
Months ago, I think. Yeah, that was a really good interview.
Yeah, I recommend that video. Go check it out. Yeah, that's on Bitcoin Nova podcast with Andrew Tillman. So we'll have him on. Yeah, Bull, I think you're gonna have a great time at that. I don't think I'm gonna make it to that one. I am, however, planning on going to the Bitcoin Veterans Summit in Nashville in November. I'm talking right now. I'm trying to see if I can do a panel. I also want to see if I can do a breakout group. My goal with that, if they'll let me do it, is I'm going to buy 12 BC01s, hammer miners. I want to do a breakout group with 12 veterans that have never mined before. I am going to give them each a BC01. I'm going to show them how to set it up. We're going to get it hashing and mining that day, and we're going to make 12 military veterans brand new miners on me.
Nice.
So that's my goal if I can work that out. So yeah. So we'll have Andrew Tillman on next show. That'll be 14. 15 will be Sustain Hash. 16 will be, I believe I'm going to have the guys from Vinish on there. I'm talking with Evgeny right now, the guys over at Vinish, to find out who's going to be coming on for that one. And then after that, I believe I'm going to have Mr. Branscombe on. So
you guys should get,
nice.
you should get the guy, what's his name, from Crypto Cloaks on there too.
Rick.
You guys don't, yeah, you should get
Rick's
him
not doing interviews right now. So Rick's, yeah, I asked Rick, he's taking a little, I don't mind him. He's focusing on his business. He had told me, hey, I'm just not doing it. And that's cool. Rick has an open invitation. So when he's ready.
And by the way, I caught up on most of those videos. So it's pretty cool. I've seen a bunch of them now.
Right on. on. So that's going to be going on. Next week, we'll do another hash giveaway here next Thursday, as per usual. I've also been doing some gaming streaming of BTC Proof of Play. That's in alpha right now. You can earn sats while playing a video game. It's kind of cool. It's free to play. So I've been doing that. It's in alpha, so there's a lot of polishing that has to go on. I'll probably do another stream with that this week. I do sats giveaways while I do that as well.
Yeah, I caught one of those streams. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Kind of neat. Like I kept saying like, okay, here's the last game. And I was like, okay, one more. Okay, one more. Like it was addicting because they're quick. They're like 4 or 5 minute games. So, yeah, so check that stuff out. If you have some type of a business or you do something in Bitcoin that you would like to showcase, you would like to talk to me about coming on the Bitcoin Mining Show, or you would like to come here on Midweek Mining and talk about your stuff, would love to have you on. We've had people on in the past. We had the Wilson brothers come on from their hosting. Would love to talk to people. Just get in touch with me, Bull, or Bobby. Shoot us a DM. Let us know that you'd like to come on. We'll try to work it out. Yeah, and we'll get that going. But other than that, I hope everybody has a great week. We'll be closely monitoring the situation around mining over this weekend. I'm sure you guys know I'll be tweeting like crazy about that. Yeah, that's about it.
If anybody's curious on Bit 110 signaling and any other bits, and they have an iPhone, I have an app called Bitcoin Radar. It's free to download on the App Store if anybody's interested. It's everything related to Bitcoin, and I've been building some new things that I'll be pointing out here shortly in the next couple of days. That is pretty cool.
Right.
I just wanted to throw that up there as well. They'll see it. They'll see some of my signs. I donated a bunch of Bitcoin Accepted here and Bitcoin Preferred signs, and I gave it to a couple of people that's in the event in the Midwest Bitcoin Mining Summit. So they're going around to local businesses and trying to onboard them to accept Bitcoin, and they're going to give them a bunch of these signs. So you'll probably see donated by Bitcoin Radar app at the Bitcoin Summit, a bunch of places.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, the Bitcoin Radar app. I put it in chat for y'all. Go ahead and download it. It's a cool app. It's very handy. So yeah, also
coming to Android soon.
I know everybody keeps asking me.
I want to support you, bro.
All right. Other than that, my only other thing I could say is my Bitcoin mining for veterans book is with the editor right now. So I should have a published date here soon. I had to delay it a few days. It was supposed to go to the editor last Friday, and I had to delay it because of the cold card thing, because I felt that I had to do some updates to the storage section of my book. And they gave me till Monday. I got it done over the weekend, and that's there. So it's with the editor right now. I should have a published date soon. It will be available electronically. I'll also have physical copies. And yeah, that's that. So
are you gonna do a voice? What is it called?
Like an audible, like a
audible, yeah. Are you doing that too or no?
It was talked about. The hard part is there's a lot of diagrams in the book. So it's one of those things that if I do that, I'm going to have to, if you have the audiobook version, you're going to have like a PDF that'll go with it, like almost like a workbook. It's possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll look into that, but first we want to see the response on Amazon for digital and in print. Like just so everybody knows, I'm not doing this to make like money. I just felt that I needed to put some stuff out for my fellow military veterans on Bitcoin mining and why I think it's good for them and a great way to either subsidize their income or to look into for eventually being like a full-time job for them, especially my disabled veteran friends who need to find ways to like side gig their money. And I just feel that Bitcoin's a great way for veterans to do that. So I kind of focus on stuff like that.
Yeah, I should get a copy for one of my coworkers who's a disabled vet.
I'll get you one. I'll get you a copy. That's no problem. Any vet who asks for a copy is getting a copy. I'm not going to charge if somebody asks for it. The only reason why we're putting a charge on it is so, we can obviously recoup some money on everything that goes into making them. So I'm not doing this as a get rich quick ploy or anything like that. This book is not going to replace like, do I got a copy of it here? I think I do. Let me see. My intention is not to replace Christian's book on Bitcoin mining guide or anything like that. It's it's just this basically close to that. I mean, Bitcoin mining startup books, how to start up are going to be pretty standardized. It's just more focused on from a veteran's point of view. So with some anecdotes in there and stuff like that. So yeah, basically if they're in print by the time the veterans thing comes around in Nashville, I'll bring a box with me and I'll sign them and give them out to people or whatever. So, and then if they want to make a donation, great. We're just going to we'll turn those donations into, giveaways like we do here. So, but yeah, that's the goal with that. But anyway, I have prattled on long enough. Now we're at 30 minutes over, but thank you all so much. Remember to please like, follow, do all that stuff. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. I'm trying to hit 500 viewers. I focused my videos on YouTube so much as putting them on other people's channels that were asking me to do it and paying me to do it, that I've let my own channel go by the wayside. So I do want to kind of hit that 500 mark. I'm not close. I think I'm at just under 400 right now. So I'm going to start working on that more. I got that Q video coming out soon. I'm going to do the voiceovers for that tonight, but congratulations again to our 2 winners of the hash rate giveaways. I hope you guys hit a block. Remember the rule. If you hit a block off our hash rate giveaway, you owe me, Bobby, and Bull a steak. But other than that, to the 202 viewers that are currently live with us, really appreciate you all coming in. Please like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're on X, make sure you're following me, you're following Bobby, and you're following, where is he? Bull. So that way you got us all on there. Bull puts out great updates every day. When Bobby puts things out, it is hardcore wisdom. So make sure you're following him. He is our Bitcoin samurai. But yeah, thank you all very much. And everyone have a good weekend, no matter what happens.
Yep.